Welcome, my name is Colleen Tauke and I'm a sewing specialist here at Fons & Porter. In this Quilting Quickly tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put together the pieces for the quilt called Faceted. And if you'd like to purchase this pattern, you can visit our website. We are going to be using 10-inch pre-cut squares in a variety of jewel tones you can see here on the work surface. And then we're going to be adding to it a chocolate brown, a caramel color, a beige, and a cream. So those are going to be, these two are going to be used, as you can see, in the sashing in the cornerstones behind me. And then the tan and the cream are going to be used, and it's very subtle, they're both used in each of the large blocks that you see behind me. I will point that out here in a minute. I'm going to take these out, and we're going to take a look at the actual block isolated here. Now, you can see maybe a little bit clearer that there are kind of a tan color, and then there's more of a cream color. It's very subtle, but it just kind of gives a depth to the background in each of the blocks. And then we're going to be pairing up two like prints. These are both kind of a red, basically a red print, and then a red tone on tone here. But you'll do that then for each of the blocks that you see behind me. There are paired up colors that are very similar. Okay, we're going to slide this off to the side, and let's talk about how to make these units really quickly. They're all triangle squares, so we are going to be making 8 at a time in these triangle squares. So what I've got here is that we would be using a cream with one, and tan with one, and a cream with another, but we're going to be using those paired right sides together. We're going to be marking each of the light fabrics. It's easiest to see our markings on the light. You could mark on the back of your print if you'd like, but here for your benefit, we're going to mark on the light. Now, I'm going to be marking from corner to corner across the block, and this is going to be a guide for me to stitch on either side of this line. Sometimes we mark things and that's our stitching line. In this case, it's going to be a guide for us to stitch 1/4 inch to either side of that line. Now, if you're not comfortable with sewing a nice 1/4 inch seam to each side of that, if you're not sure where on your machine that would line up, go ahead and just use your ruler and put in the 1/4 inch on each side so you actually have a stitching line. And this is mostly your comfort zone, what you feel most comfortable doing. If you are working with a new quilter or a young quilter, maybe putting in those actual stitching lines will be more comfortable for them to follow. So you can either stitch on either side, or you can mark on either side of that, and those are the stitching lines. You're going to also want to mark the opposite direction from corner to corner also. So in this direction. Now I've got one that's already stitched, and you can then see, I'll just layer it on top, that I've stitched a 1/4 inch to each side of that center dividing line in each direction. You would probably be using cream color thread instead of red, but for your benefit so you can see those lines. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to cut this into 8 nice triangle squares. And this is a way to produce, when you need to make multiple of the same color combination, this is a technique that is very useful and can produce a lot of very accurate pieces quickly. So we are going, this is a 10-inch square we're starting with. We're going to come over 5 inches, and we're going to cut 5 inches right down through the middle. I'm going to rotate this, and we're going to come in 5 inches from the side again. So we're basically cutting it into quadrants. And then we're going to come back and we're going to cut on the diagonals. And if things don't shift too much out of place, these are also the seam allowances. So from this angle, if it's shifted a tiny bit, it really won't make too much difference. So I've got that one, and then I'm going to come in and cut from this side down through. And I have created 8 triangle squares that all match really quickly and efficiently. And in this case, you will be creating 8 of one say a purple print, and then coming in and making 8 more of a similar purple print that would be used in the entire block. So basically, once you've gotten this process done twice with 2 fabrics that are very similar in their color, then you can just arrange your blocks. Just make sure, as you follow your diagrams on the block placement, make sure when you step back that you see this strong square set on point and kind of the faceted triangles kind of kissing into each side of the block there. When you're finished with that, you're going to be adding the sashing and the cornerstones, creating your rows across. You're probably also going to lay out this quilt so that maybe all of the red and the pink blocks don't end up right beside each other, kind of scatter them through the quilt, and you've created your version of Faceted. If you'd like to see more of our video tutorials, please visit our website. Thanks for joining me today.